For fast, cheap, and reliable Madden 20 Ultimate Team coins, make sure you guys go check out my sponsor U4GM Coins. Use code Venom at checkout for 5% off. Yo, what's good guys, Venom Fire here, back in the video, and today I'm going to be showing you guys my full gun trips tight end updated scheme. Now, I've gone over a couple of videos on trips tight end in the past, but this one's going to be different. It's going to be no abilities. You don't need any abilities to run these setups. And they're just going to be a lot more cleaner, a lot more polished rather than the ones in the past. So, without further ado, I'm going to be in the Raiders offensive playbook for this video. And first things first, just a couple of subs. I would say put your highest overall player right here in the slot. I put my guy MT right there. And yeah, it's just pretty much it. With that being said, let's hop into our audibles. And you guys might notice I'm trying to go through this a little bit faster than usual, because later in the video I'm going to be hopping into an online game and showing a couple of clips of me running these actual plays online against somebody. So stay tuned for that, see these plays work in an online setting. So with that being said, here are my audibles. I got X spot, inside zone, verticals, and PA counter go. The fifth play that I'm going to be talking about is PA slot corner. So I'm just going to come out in that pretty much every time. Gives me 4 plays I can choose between, or actually 5. And yeah, so I'm just going to try and call a stock cover 3. These work against cover 3, cover 2, pretty much every coverage in the game. And I'm going to start with the actual, probably my favorite play in this formation, this X spot. Now, there's a lot you could do if you had a tight end apprentice, some of those other abilities that are a little bit weird. But like I said, I'm going to be trying to talk about schemes more without abilities, because I know a lot of you guys play regs, CFM, those types of things, and you don't necessarily have abilities on deck. So anyways, for X spot, I've really got only pretty much one setup. I mean, you could always do a couple of things with the plays, but the first setup is going to be just B on a slant or your slot receiver, and then I like to have A on a flat, and Michael Thomas, obviously what you're going to do is just motion him over. So we got a slant to post combo. We also have this little hitch route in case it's man coverage, but really, that was a bad throw by me. Really, you're just going to be throwing either the slant or the post. Pretty simple read. Obviously, if he's going to go ahead and user the post route, throw the slant. If he's going to be using the slant, throw the post. Now, it's going to be a little bit throw, just because the CPU does a pretty good job of defending both. But again, in this little route. Now, against cover 3 in the CPU, Michael Thomas is probably going to be open every single time. So just picture if you were using the guy on the right, and you guys will see this in my online clip. I've actually already played that game, and this happens a couple of times throughout the game, where they actually end up just lurking on that slant route, and you're able to throw the post, and then they go back, defend the post route, and you're able to throw the slant. So here, a lot of times, even late in plays, you could go ahead and throw this slant route as well, but primarily you want to lowball it in between the zones and really just be able to throw that ball. Again, here's a look at the adjustments, motion him over, and again, if you have maybe slot apprentice, I could throw Thomas on that, but right there, boom, slant route. If it's defended, throw that post over the top. And again, in these late type situations, I could always throw this sort of hitch, this spot route, with Ted Ginn. Or I could throw the flat route, 2 late reads in case everything's defended, maybe with match coverage or whatever. So that was the first play. Again, I don't really have any other setups for this. The corner route, using it as a corner route is not good. It gets picked off by outside thirds every time. Anyways, let's hop into probably my second favorite play out of the set. It's going to be this 4 verts. Now, the first setup is just going to be this, where I'm putting the running back on a wheel route, and then I got B on a hitch. Now, what I like to do with this is actually, I don't really see too many people doing this, but I like to personally motion Michael Thomas just in a step. And really what this does is it opens him up. Now, he actually did get bumped for whatever reason there. Usually never happens online. I guess it might be specific coverage, whatever. But usually you just want to motion him in, snap the ball, and he shouldn't really get bumped. For some reason, the hitch route's getting bumped, but really what that does is it's just going to get open in the seams a little bit more. Now, typically, he's not going to get bumped that much. It's just because the linebacker's, unbase aligned, whatever. And again, you don't have to do that as well. But really, the routes that you're looking at when you're running verticals are going to be this corner route and the wheel route. This is pretty much all you're trying to open up with this play. And again, another setup I could do that I like is this little zig route to slant combo. Again, very similar to the hitch route. The zig route gets wide open a ton, especially since those zones like to play over the top heavy. if they're not playing underneath. The zig route's going to be wide open, and really you just want a route to bait his user. So I don't want him to be using this right side of the field. So what I'd like to do is use zig routes, certain routes that catch the eye, and they're going to pull down on him, basically just open it up. Again, Michael Thomas on a streak is one of those things where it could sort of open it up. But really, against cover 3, you're throwing the corner route every time. Against cover 2, you're throwing the wheel route every time. There's no really in between. Same with cover 4, you're throwing the corner route. Now, again, I'm not really going to go back and show you guys those certain coverages, but you just got to take my word for it. Again, late play situations, you got the hitch route. And again, if the streak tends to be open, let's say that's his user that's defending it and he misses assignment, that's one of those things that you could go ahead and make that throw. So that was the first setup. Anyways, we got our second setup here, and what I'm going to do is, this is sort of a spacing type concept. What I like to do is just put B on a curl, Y on a hitch, and X on an out route. Again, this is one of my favorite plays. Again, we're in the goal line, inside the red zone, 10-yard line, whatever. I like to go to that first vertical setup and this one. This one's just going to be very good to space it out. Boom, I could throw the curl route, I could throw the hitch route, or I could throw the out route. Obviously, with the out route, it's more of a snap throw type of a route, but the other ones are sort of wait. I want to wait and see where everything is, where everything happens. Out route against cover 3 definitely is money, especially late in the play, because the outside third doesn't bite down as hard, and you can really make that pass. If it were a cloud flat, it would definitely be defending the out route. Therefore, the hitch would be open. But more times than not, you're going to have either the curl or the hitch wide open, one of those two. And then, obviously, on the right, you should at least have the wheel and the corner route. This does depend on if he's using the left. You can't really throw either of those, except for the out route maybe. But if he's using the right, you have either of those. Again, just see where he's using, make that decision. And in the red zone, this corner route is very solid as well, so keep that in mind. But those are pretty much my two favorite setups for verticals. Another last one I could talk about is this little backside slant thing I like to do, where I'm going to motion MT over, and then I got this slant to out route, and I still got my wheel route over here. This, again, I could always throw. The out route seems to always be open whenever I motion the slot receiver over, so that's something that you could definitely pay attention to, but that's just something I don't really run too much. I think I only ran it once in the gameplay, but yeah. Moving on to our next play, we got PA counter go. I only have two setups for this one. The first one is going to be Y on an out, A on a streak, and X on a slant. What I'm going to do is motion Ted Ginn all the way across the formation like this. And again, what this is going to do is just create a little slant to crosser combo. Very similar to the X spot one. It's just a crosser instead of a post route. A little bit different. Now, more times than not, we really want to throw the crosser, so we kind of want to bait him down with a slant. Slants are very good for baiting users, in case you didn't know. So again, motioning slants, always having a backside slant on your field is very nice. And against cover 3, this crosser is definitely going to be money. Cover 2 beats it as well. Same with cover 4. It really beats all of those coverages at a very high success rate. And if I wanted to, I could also maybe motion Thomas over if I wanted to. Again, I personally don't like to do that, but you see the slant, he's going to be wide open pretty much every time as well, so that's going to be a reason why his user is going to fall down on that. Again, just sort of picking up on these signs, tendencies with the formation. Anyways, the second way that I personally like to run the formation is going to be where I put Y on a drag, A on a streak, and X on this out route. Now, the reason I put him on an out route is just because I'm going to motion him over like this. So he's actually going to turn into an in route, and then I'm going to motion snap right there. This is really good against cover 2. But basically this, again, it's really good against cover 2 because the crossers get matched by the mid-read zones. So that in route actually prevents that. Again, I'm not going to go back and show you guys, but take my word for it. Again, with Y, I could also maybe put him on a hitch, out route, whatever I want. But yeah, against cover 3, this isn't going to be the best just because of how congested everything is. But I could still take my drag right there. I could also take the crosser. And it's really good if people, are sending 5 people every play or whatever the case is. But again, those are the real two setups for PA counter go. Anyways, let's hop into our last play of the video. We obviously got inside zone. Not really going to talk about that too much. It's just a simple inside zone. But let's talk about this PA counter go. Again, I have sort of 2-3 setups I like with this play. The first one being where I'm going to put B on an out, X on a slant, and A on a streak. Now, with this setup, obviously I'm motioning Ginn over, but one thing you could also do if you're on a 1st and 10, smart route Y, he's just going to be deeper down the field, therefore making him a little bit more open. So again, this is another slant post, but this one's just going to be different where we got Thomas on that post route without even motioning over. This one, absolute money. Again, it's the reason trips is so good is you got these really fast-breaking post routes. Even in X spot, it doesn't look like it's a fast-breaking post route, but it's a very quick, beats man coverage, and it's very solid against zone, getting in between the zones as well. So again, that setup was B on an out, X on a slant, A on a streak, and then I could just smart route Y. Again, that's not necessary. It gives you maybe a couple of yards of room. Not necessary for the success of the play. Again, he's using your post route, throw this slant route, both wide open every single time. Make the read. And again, really, this formation, I think, comes down to mostly just being able to make a read. I feel like something's always open every play unless you're playing a very, very elite defensive player. But as long as you're able to really mix up these plays, don't run X-Spot 5 times in a row. Just really mix between these setups. And again, I don't have any abilities. Imagine if you had a tight end ability with X-Spot, you could go crazy. But yeah, so that was the first setup. Anyways, the second setup is going to be where I just motion Smith over, and he's basically going to be the one on the post route. So again, here's a look at my favorite setup with this. Y on a slant, A on an out. And then I'm just going to motion Traquan over here. He goes from a corner route to a post route. And again, this is just very, very similar to the other play. The only difference is that the post route's coming from there. And again, this is just a lot of these crossers, post routes. It's just going to be very confusing for your opponent overall. Like for X-Spot, I'm motioning Thomas over. Now I'm motioning Smith over. What's happening? So again, you could also smart route B. I forgot to mention that as well. And I could also end up putting X on the slant if I wanted to. Again, you could really just mix this up with your defense. But again, here's a look at just the play art. Snap the ball. We got B on this little post route. Very clean route. Again, it's not as good against man coverage, I would say. But still, overall, very quick breaking route. And yeah, the last setup for this is just going to be where I put Michael Thomas, turn him into a corner route. Here's a look at the play art. Just going to go over this very quickly because we're already going pretty deep in the video. But again, this is just turning him into a corner route. There's not too many corners out of trips, so this is just a good way to mix it up. Again, I notice a lot of people use that, so what I do on the other end is I actually just put, wrong thing. I put B on a curl, X on a drag, or he's already on a drag. But yeah, this is just a very, very good play to mix in. Unfortunate that the streak is on the inside, but again, you could really mix these up, throw the streak, do whatever you want. But yeah, with that being said, let's hop into the online game and see how it goes. Alright boys, here we are out in a real game. Now real quick, I'm just going to get this first play off because I'm running out of time. Just going to run a little bit of X spot here and just motion that over. See if we can throw the slant or the post route. I'm just going to check down, throw our little slant to Traquan Smith there. And that's really the high-low read combination. I seen he didn't defend he was defending the post. I just threw the low ball slant. Very simple right there. Alright, here we are, 2nd and 10. Right now I'm going to go with a little bit of just stock verticals. I'm going to go with the hitch and the wheel route. I'm actually going to motion in the streak just a little bit here. And I'm just going to throw this wheel very wide open, and we actually end up almost picking up the first. So again, I've seen the corner out covered. He's playing super far over the top of those cloud flats. I'm just going to check down to my wheel. Alright, here we are again, 1st and 10. I just went ahead, ran the ball, picked up that first down. Right now I'm going to go with the little PA slot corner, I think it's called, with the post to backside slant. Now we got Michael Thomas. I'm doing the one where I motion over the slant here. So boom, and I'm just going to low ball the slant again here. Ted Ginn, he's wide open. I could probably get a throw on the post, but he's doing a little bit of man right there. So I just decided to take the slant. I had to step on him, knew the linebacker couldn't hold up. Alright, here we are again, 2nd and 3. I'm going to go with a little bit of X spot again, running pretty much the same setup. See if he's going to defend the post or whatever. And the post is wide open right there. I know that his user doesn't have lurker. I can really throw that over the top with a lot of ease. And you've seen right there, simple possession catch in the open field so I don't take a hit. Alright, here we are again, 1st and 10. I'm going to mix it up with a little bit of a different setup. I'm going to go with verticals, but what I'm going to do is motion over a backside slant, give him something to defend so I can throw the corner route or the wheel route. We will see what he's going to lurk here. And low ball, and there we go, the slant, wide open. I don't know why that said high ball. I think I pressed low ball, but we still got it wide open and still made that catch right there. All right, now we are in the red zone. Things get a little bit compressed. My favorite play in the red zone is by far this little verticals play, so I'm going to try and go with one of my little setups where I go with the hitch, the out route, and the curl. See, it's pretty much just a concept. One of those should always be wide open. Just going to check down to Michael Thomas right there. End up cutting up field, almost picking up 10 yards. So again, setting ourselves up really close right now. All right, 3rd and goal after a blown up run and a possession catch miss. What I'm going to do is go back to this same route combo, the curl, the hitch, and the out route. See if we can get anything working. He's been manning up a couple of random players, playing a little bit of weird coverage, so we will see here. And right there, Michael Thomas, he's wide open. Unfortunately, he can't get in. I'm probably just going to try and go for this here. All right, here we are, 4th and goal. I'm going to see if I can get this inside zone in. Obviously, could have audible to I-form or whatever, but we will see. Hopefully, we can get it in. He ran commit, but yeah, the little motion block, we get good enough blocking, and we're just going to go up 7-0 right there. And just like that, we're back on 0. I actually did catch a pick. So what I'm going to go ahead and do here is actually utilize a little bit of Michael Thomas' ability. I'm hoping you guys have at least one receiver. What I'm going to do is just create a little post to crosser combo. Usually I would use the deep in that I talked about earlier. Unfortunately, it's a 2nd and 5, so that deep in just becomes a regular dig. I'm just going to go with a little bit of this type of a setup. And right there, the crosser is wide open. Unfortunately, I can't cut that upfield, but still a 30-yard gain. We will definitely take those. All right, again, 1st and 10. My opponent's been running some weird coverages. He's been in big nickel, but he's been mixing it up. Man coverage, blitzing, cover 2, cover 9, just a lot of weird coverages. So I don't really know how to attack it specifically, but right now I'm just going to go with a little bit of a verticals type concept again here. And we got the middle wide open with Michael Thomas. Can we actually take that? No, he's a little bit too slow, but there. You guys see the streak motioned in really was the difference to cut it in between. If I don't motion him in, that's probably not open. All right, 1st and 10, I'm going to go with a little PA slot corner. What I'm going to do in this, though, is I'm actually going to put Y. I'm going to smart route him, turn him into a little bit of a deep corner route. And from there, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to motion him over. Again, it's going to become a corner route. I can't snap the ball quick, so I'm going to motion him back in. And then we can get this corner route going just like that. He's playing very over the top. I'm just going to take my drag route. Take your yards, especially since he's using over there. No reason to force the ball. All right, again, I'm running out of a little bit of time here. I'm going to go with the hitch, stock verticals. I'm actually just going to motion Thomas in on the streak, see if we can catch him lacking a little bit. And we got the corner out wide open there. Boom. And just like that, we're down to the 3-yard line. So as you guys noticed, this isn't necessarily the biggest, one-play TD type of offense, but what it is more so is just a sort of dink and dunk. You can get people to play underneath and then catch them off guard. So here, I'm just going to go with try and catch them up the seams with either Y or A. We will see. And A's wide open right there. He went with a little bit of a blitz, just a 0 blitz, and right there, tight end wide open up the seams.
Anyways, my opponent ended up quitting after that, and that's actually going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed this video, want more similar to this one, make sure you spam up that like button. Hit that subscribe button for more content just like this. Turn on those post notifications to be notified every time I upload, and peace. I'm out of here.